ladies and gentlemen. It's the Heaps On Podcast.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 20th episode of the Heaps On Podcast.
Mama, we made it!
Holy shit.
I can't believe we've made 20.
I can't believe it either, but here we are. Hey, so big weekend was on the cards, fellas.
Huge weekend.
I'm talking the tarot cards for the psychic that I went and saw.
What did she say?
She said, huge weekend of sport, cunt.
And she was right.
She said, oh, snap, because she had two in a row.
She said, load up on Tonga.
And speaking of Tonga, that's what we're going to talk about at some point in the show. It's going to be a packed one. We're going to talk All Blacks. Got the dub over England.
We're going to talk about All Blacks 15. Got the dub over...
Monster.
In
Limerick, I think, or somewhere.
Speaking of limericks, I once knew a guy from Calcutta.
Oh, cancelled.
Get out of here, boy.
We're also going to be talking about Auckland FC, some shady shit that went down in Wellington.
Holy hell.
We're going to be talking about NBA, Premier League, Major League Baseball.
Maybe.
Whoa! We're going to be
And if we don't talk about those things, here's where we talked about it. So
Yeah.
don't fucking come in the comments saying
Rad's
we did
going to cut it out later.
will do.
No scamming this week, but New Zealand's favourite new segment,
Who farted?
Chip and Chase, is back. This
Oh.
time, Ben's in the hot seat.
I get a
Hell yeah.
rest. I'm one for one, baby.
And we're also going to go over a famous Kiwi Icons Live.
Oh, that's so
later
good.
on
I'm
in the
excited
show.
for
But
that.
Hey, take a seat, why don't you? And if you're working on the trade site, like many of you are, why don't you go take an early smoker?
Have a smoko on us.
We're trying to appeal to the trade audience. If you've got mates who are wearing headphones, go over and go, hey, turn off Joe Rogan. Put on these guys. They're fucking idiots. But they talk about New Zealand sport, not American.
I just have one question. Are you still drinking V's, or is it all Monsters these days?
Hey, that's a funny little segue. Can I just say, before we get into our casual chat segment, which is scheduled in the show, Kirsty on the Sky broadcast mentioned Monster Energy a few times this morning. I think Brad Shields was mentioned as having brought a few Monsters into the studio.
Wow.
So they were running on Monster this morning.
Interesting.
Yeah, not V. So rugby players come, commentators are running on Monster.
I don't know if you guys had any knocks at the door over the last couple of days, but some of those kids were bringing a lot of Monster Energy.
Were they?
You know what I'm saying?
Frankensteins?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's classic.
I didn't have any door knockers, actually. Just
Fireworks
just a
season
few
as well. Oh,
Jehovah's
really?
Witnesses.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you had a few Jehovah's Witnesses.
Did
you invite them in?
I
or-
gave them some candy. They gave me some
Pamphlets?
scripture,
Yeah.
and we both went our ways.
The Watchtower.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Well, it's a spooky season, but it's also boom, clap, fireworks season. Is this the time of year you like or dislike, Tav?
Why are you asking me? Why you put me in the hot seat
Because
about
you're the
this?
guy who loves his childhood and sort of, reliving the glory days. Do you like fireworks?
I like fireworks.
Yeah?
I used to live in Herne Bay and had
Fancy.
had a balcony that overlooked a park, and I got free front row seats to the most amazing fireworks show I've ever seen. But now I'm
Real men ride women.
But now I'm a cat owner.
Oh, right. And your cat
And-
doesn't like them.
My cats don't like them.
Fair
And
enough, man.
So fuck, I still enjoy the fireworks, but as a pet owner now, it does kind of suck. But you know what pisses me off
Pisses you off, man.
is the fucking people that stockpile these fireworks, right?
Really?
And every fucking night for about 2 months, they go up to the Mount Eden summit and let them off.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
and
really?
it drives me fucking crazy.
Tav's doxing himself again. He lives centrally in a fancy mansion.
Shut up.
Don't have any sympathy for him.
Whatever happened to those big fireworks shows, though? It feels like we're really letting ourselves down. Back when I was a kid,
Your
used
guys'
to sit-
pets got them cancelled.
Yeah, those bloody pets. Honestly, back in my day, we used to put the fireworks on the pets. We used to burn half the hillsides. The
Jesus.
government would put on a huge, massive free show.
And they loved it as well. Those dogs loved it.
Ben's a wanted man for his abusive animals
I
in the
tell you
Wellington
what, though.
region over the Guy Fawkes period.
I'll give you an answer. It's ever since Kim.com got onto the hot seat and the government were on his ass, he said, well, no, I'm not going to do the free fireworks for you
Oh,
anymore.
he used to do it. That's right.
He used to do these huge ones for us, and he'd be sitting up in his chopper. I'm putting a call out. Ali Williams, you got all this fucking money laying
bro.
around. How about you put on a fucking display for us? We got to put up with your shit.
Yeah, if your fucking water balloon machine can put heaps of water and heaps of balloons at once, why can't it put heaps of like gunpowder in a paper mache rod for me to fire into the sky?
Amen, brother.
All I'm saying is, even if they don't want to do the loud explosions, because maybe they are worried about the pets, put on a drone show or maybe get a big flyover from the Air Force or something cool.
Drone show would be cool.
Drone show would be sick.
So, Tav, you've been away this week, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Incredible.
I've been away.
What's it like traveling overseas?
It's a great experience.
Is it? It's fun?
It's a stressful one too.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty useless at it.
But there's a little something that happens on either end of the trip, isn't there?
Is that a Toblerone in your pocket or a...
Are you just happy to see us?
Well, I'm not happy, and no, it's not a Toblerone.
That thing would melt. He runs hot.
Yeah, so I assume you're talking about the duties.
Yeah, the duties. Duty free.
The duty free.
You got your Bombay Sapphire, you got your Toblerones, and you got your headphones or whatever the
That's
fuck.
right. There's a lot of whiskey, and it all starts with G. There's like Glenfiddich and Glen something else.
Jameson.
And
Glen Gary, Glen Ross?
Yeah, and I can't tell the difference, but it all comes in a cardboard box, so you think, shit, that's fancy.
Hard out.
Nah, yeah, I was going through duty free, and it's kind of like when you go through the front section of Farmers,
Yeah.
and it's like mirrors and smells and fucking bright lights,
Yep.
and it's all quite
When you get yourself
intense.
caught in the middle of that, it's quite...
It's a sensory overload.
Yeah, it can be like
and
that.
it's similar to duty free. You go in and there's about 3 or 4 people who try to steal you and go, hey mate, how would you like this smell? And spray some shit in your face.
Yeah.
And then they'll have like a little shot of whiskey and throw that at you as
Next
well.
thing you know, you're at the ATM handing over all of your money out your bank account because it was... Oh, no, that's Colombia.
Yeah. Well, they put these huge bags of Haribo lollies, and I think, oh yeah, fuck, that's probably a steal. And then you get to the counter and they say, $25, mate. What? Holy shit.
Holy shit.
I guess I want to go head to head with the duty free section and say,
Yeah.
I think you're all shit. I don't think that these sales are that good. It's kind of like an EB game store. There's signs everywhere that say sale, but then you go over and grab your Smirnoff or your Absolute, and then you go, hang on, this is the same price that I pay at fucking West Liquor.
So
Yeah, right.
What you're saying, Tav, is that you'd like to raise GST and lower income tax?
Yeah, I'm putting it out to the government, They're funding all these other bullshit fucking...
You should vote ACT.
I should. I think I might have.
You might have.
I'm putting it out to the government. You're funding all these bullshit programs to help people better their lives. How about you bring the price of piss down?
Yeah.
Make
The
my
duty
life a
freeze.
bit better.
Yeah, help Mike King and his functions out, please. Bring the price of piss down.
He
That's
could save
right.
so many kids with all the duty free we bring through.
That's
Totally.
right, which actually kind of brings us to,
You know-
I guess, organically to the Mike King segment of the show.
Well,
Yeah,
that's true.
world of news. Gee whiz, he's got himself in some hot water this week, hasn't he, Mike?
Yeah, yes.
He sort of has said, just kind of a throwaway comment on the radio, hasn't he? Which we do a lot on
Yeah.
here. We're trying to get known for our throwaway comments and maybe get cancelled. But he said that he reckons piss has helped more people than it's hurt with depression. Kind of inferring that, it saved people from suicide.
That's true, because if you're pissed enough, you'll never be able to tie anything that complex.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Jesus, Ben.
Pause.
We don't... Oh, no, that's the wrong button.
Space it out so we can cut around
Yeah,
it.
Jesus.
3, 2, 1.
And we're back. Yeah. So Mike shouldn't have said that because, it's
Out of
not.
all- yeah.
Alcohol's a depressant, and it's a short-term solution. Getting on the piss with a mate, maybe, but then you're on a 3-day bender, and then the hangover from that's a week's long.
Yeah,
you're actually depressed for a week after the 3-day fun.
Totally. Some of my biggest
So you
regrets.
shouldn't do it.
Some of my biggest regrets of things I've done is because I've been on the piss. Like when
Yeah.
we got on the beers and decided we should start a podcast.
Yeah.
that's very true.
Now I'm locked in every Sunday till the end of time.
And he's got it's very depressing for him, for Tav.
But yeah, I think Mike King probably needs to chill out a bit.
I reckon he's standing by those comments though,
he
right?
definitely is because he's anti-woke.
He is.
He did that Guy Williams episode and said, I've been cancelled, basically. And when people think they've been cancelled, they've got nothing to lose.
He thought he was cancelled. What really happened was that he forgot to put his application in time.
for that form, for that funding, but he just
Similar
went on
thing.
the rock and he got it really.
Well, he's an ex-comedian, right? So at any point, he can just go do an interview and say, I was just jokes, you know? I was
just jokes.
I was just jokes. I was doing a social experiment to see if you can, in fact, get double cancelled, which I did. Bazinga, joke's on you. I actually hate getting on the
I
piss.
actually heard one of his stand-up sets after that. It was very Seinfeld-esque, you know. He was like, you ever hate it when you're filling out those government forms and you forget to sign the bit at the bottom?
Yeah.
I think...
I mean, they're so hard to fill out.
That's true.
Nah, he's doing quite straight Jerry stuff at the moment. But the reason he was complaining in the first place was that he couldn't get a liquor license for his function, right? He was like, we should be able to have piss at our function. And that function, I think, now has got a liquor license. So it's all worked out. Come up trumps for Mike King.
True.
He's got what he wanted. He's just got a bit of bad publicity out of it. But hey, you know,
here's another point.
The people at his function know how to get on the piss.
Here's another point. You know, if you're doing a shoey, that can get you a little bit drunk. But if you're doing a shoey out of a gumboot, that thing holds about 8 beers.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's too much.
Yeah.
And we're talking about, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. It's a touchy subject. There's no right answer. Probably the right answer is not to encourage
I think Mike King,
people with depression to drink heaps.
Maybe stand down and just say,
got that one wrong.
Got that one wrong. Let's move on, eh? And
maybe we should
try help our fellow Kiwi.
Yeah, nice one. New Zealander of the Year he was.
And
anyway,
shout them a beer.
Shout them a beer or two.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, shut the rock up. It's time for the rugby. You think they'll be
Whoa.
But wait, there's more.
Oh my God, I hate that stinging.
I
Keep
hate
playing
it.
How
So
much
I'm
more?
going to keep playing it.
So bloody hell, the All Blacks.
Yeah, early morning for you.
Far out, I know. I woke up in the middle of the night and I thought, I don't know if I have enough time to watch it before the pod, so I'll watch it now, live.
Yeah.
And, holy Toledo. The All Blacks got the win, 24-22. The commentators were saying, have you watched any of it, Ben?
No, I was asleep.
He'll watch it after.
Yeah, the commentary was pretty hard to listen to.
Was it? Yeah.
Wait, was it? No, that was the All Blacks 15, sorry.
Oh, yeah, the All Blacks 15
the
was
All
tough.
Blacks 15 commentary was horrible.
Yeah, it was hard to understand. But no, the All Blacks scored 3 tries to 2. Now a lot of the guys were saying the better team lost, England, in this game. But you got to fucking score tries to beat the All Blacks,
Yeah,
mate.
it was all.
You know?
It was wait, did they score a try?
Yeah, they did. They scored 3 tries to 1. Marcus Smith got an intercept, and then they put away
Cortez.
the winger.
Yeah, that's right.
But other than that, like it was 3 tries to 1, mate. You want to win games, you got to score tries. And the All Blacks did it.
They had like 15 points at halftime, or maybe 12. I might be wrong, but all from pens. All from pens.
Who do they bloody think they are? Johnny bloody Wilkinson?
I know.
Yeah.
It's classic. But we got penalised a lot, which was a little bit dodgy. But anyway, let's focus on the positive. Mark Talier, holy fuck. That guy's a big dog, man.
Yeah, he's a fucking legend. He's the slipperiest man out. He greases himself up before the games. I swear it.
I've heard a very good rumour that he actually spent 6 months in a creek bed just living with the eels.
Really?
Yeah. Wow.
Whoa. And I heard that maybe he studied the balance of the moor.
Yeah.
You know, those big legs and kind of, you know.
They have good balance, do they?
I don't know. From the video, from the videos, from the photos I've seen, they look like they had good balance. But it was incredible. He sort of just looked like he should have gone out on that last try, and then he just goes bang, bang, rides contact like 3 times. He's amazing.
Deceptively hard to tackle, that man.
Yeah.
He just he's got a lot of oomph to him, you know.
Yeah, it looked like he should have just been knocked out.
Yeah, I know.
Sideways.
No, he did great. He had 2 meaties in that
2
game.
meaties, yeah, one off a
including
Wallace TT offload, which was fucking beautiful.
Man of the match, Wallace Satiti.
Yeah, what a humble bloke. Look, I'm not a Christian man. I'll put it out there. I don't have any problems with people who are, but I'd like to thank God for Wallace Satiti. You know, he's a Christian man himself. He's a man of God, and he thanked God for the game. I thank God for him.
Is this the Mr. Bean song?
This song, I don't know.
It might be. But anyway, fuck, he played
Evans
good.
Gates.
He was mean.
He was awesome.
As usual.
Yeah, no, he played great. There was a lot of outstanding players on the field. Damien McKenzie's clutch kick.
Oh, that was
just
awesome.
slimed in. And then they had a kick to win it as well.
They did.
And the crowd were kind of all cheering as if it had already gone over before he'd even kicked it. And then he pushed it to the right.
Anton Ennett-Brown got a double yellow card, basically.
Oh, yeah, true.
he got pinged for like tackling off the ball.
And then they said,
went, actually, you tackled someone in the
this
face.
is under review for a red.
No, it was 2 separate incidents.
Oh, was it?
So, like, he tackled someone off the ball later, and then they reviewed, and he'd put a shoulder into someone's face by accident.
Hell yeah.
And so they went, like, which one do you want? He's just been yellow carded basically twice between 2 rucks. So they took the second one anyway. But yeah, that guy had the kick. He fucking missed it. And then Paddy Toops, who came on and had a bit of a dog of a game, he was sick, smashing people, running the ball hard. He dropped the ball off the fucking post rebound,
Oh, yeah, and then they got a scrum. Like 5 or 10 meters out, yeah.
Yeah, it was gnarly. But then they had that shot at a drop goal after the 80th.
True.
And
was it Ford?
Ford, yeah, who's a pretty clutch dude. Like, he can hit a droppie. I reckon he's hit droppies against us before, but fuck, it was a very exciting finish to that game.
Yeah.
Sounds like a brilliant game, and I think I'm going to have to go back inside after this and maybe chuck it on.
Yeah, you should do, Ben, honestly. It was great.
If you're listening to this and you also haven't watched it, it's Monday, so maybe just, I don't know, come over to Ben's.
It's crazy if you haven't watched it by Monday.
Yeah,
Do you think maybe if we write a really nice letter to King Charles or someone else who's involved, that we could maybe get the game set to a little bit of a better time for us?
Look, Ben,
down here?
I'll give you a tip, mate. Next week's actually 8. So you'll be
that's
fine.
all right,
It's only this week. That's,
who's next week?
I think it's
England
Ireland.
again. Oh, Ireland.
I think it's Ireland next week. Yeah.
Jesus.
Fucking all Ronnie Sex Slaves mates. Johnny Sexton, I mean.
Nice.
But awesome win for the All Blacks at Twickenham. Hard place to win. Obviously, England wanted to get some revenge after we did them over earlier in the year. But good shit. Just a couple of work-ons, I think, during the week.
Just a couple, Cortez. Maybe look before you pass, brother.
We'll let that one slide. Yeah, he was. He had 2 Barretts out there who just got horny. I think he had Bowden and Will Jordan. He was like, fuck, I've got to get in the ball. Probably the line-out throws. I think the moves are too complicated.
Yeah, they are, right.
Just put a guy up, or put both guys up.
And maybe less penalties.
Yeah, less penalties would be good. But there's a lot of going like this. A lot of just moving around before the line out. And I think it's getting confusing for Asafo more. I think he just needs a clear target.
Yeah,
Get a guy up. Fuck, I'm not blaming him.
You know how Razor feels about sort of dances and things like that.
Yes.
I think he's probably introduced a little bit too much top rocking into the boys' training.
True.
Yeah,
It's a bit of musical chairs sort of vibes, eh? Maybe that's what they're doing on the All Blacks camp.
Yeah, bit of silly buggers.
Yeah.
Just throw a bloke up. Get him up at the front,
Just
Fuck it,
don't even contest it. Just chuck it.
Totally.
Fuck it. You know who else had a missed field goal?
Who that?
Was Jermaine Isako.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And Sean Johnson, arguably, as well.
Yeah.
His was charged.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
But also, do you think he knew that he still had like 45 seconds left and several tackles?
No, we were all yelling it from the south stand. We were going,
6 again, you
bro,
dog.
6 again. Because he went like this. It was like, someone tell him. And then
I still think, sorry to interrupt.
Go hard.
I think that the window he had was probably arguably better
Yeah, it was.
than
Anyone-
if it was a more predictable setup, because he stepped that dude. If he got tackled, obviously we would have had 6 again and kept playing.
Just to set the scene here, folks, for those of you who live under a rock and don't like rugby league, 25-24, Tonga over the Kiwis on Saturday night at Go Media Mount Smart Stadium. Holy shit, what a game of league. A game of 2 halves, they say. We're talking about the final play here. And just to go back to that, Tav and Ben, obviously within minutes, there was a photo posted of the markers. Now, what do we think? Were they offside, those markers?
Probably. I don't know. I guess that's the thing is it's up to the ref to call that.
Yeah.
And I think there's just so much chaos. The noise of the Tongan fans, that'll get to you after 80
true.
minutes. And this ref's probably thinking, I just want to get the fuck out of here and get home because my
fair
ears
enough.
are bloody sore.
Well, he put the whistle away for the last 30 minutes pretty much.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah.
It's almost a bit of an optical illusion as well.
it?
With that many different sizes of Tongan flag throughout the crowd, like it really messes with your depth perception. You think you're seeing the player, but then you realise you're seeing a flag in the background, and then you think you're seeing a flag, but it's actually the player and he's running towards you. So
It's
big up the fans for
It's
that.
a common illusion, which is also the background to the song Icy Red.
Yep.
That's how it began.
Well, I'm going to throw back to the start of the game. I was the member of the crew who was dobbed in to go to the game this week, and I did it with pleasure and honour. Ben really set the standard last week for the level of journalism he did in Christchurch.
Thank you.
And what really struck me this week was that both sets of fans sung the national anthem. Beautiful moment.
Yeah, beautiful
The
moment.
Tongan fans sung their one, and then it was a little bit like scary, like, oh, are we going to be singing, like, all 2,000 of us going to be singing the New Zealand national anthem by ourselves? And then all the Tongan fans jump in, start singing it too. It's a touching moment.
Yeah,
and
that's beautiful.
You know, it felt like a real Aotearoa cheer brother moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I saw someone post something on Facebook, I think, basically calling out the Australian players for not singing the anthem at all. Because
They don't know it.
apparently this is quite a thing now.
Phoenix Crossland sung it, I think.
Yeah, he sung the New Zealand anthem,
Oh,
but
yeah,
no, they're
right,
calling
right.
out the Kangaroos. Apparently, the
Oh.
Kangaroos haven't been singing their anthem, but just goes to show the meaning of mana.
It does.
It's in the black jersey and the red jersey, so shout out to both teams.
Totally.
Phoenix Crossland looked very comfortable doing the haka.
He did.
Shout out to him. He probably only had, I don't know, a week or two to learn it, but he
Absolutely.
smashed it.
did.
Yeah, no, it was a great haka and a great, what do you call that? It's not the Sefatawe. What's it called?
I'm not going to err on the side of it's the Whittle from the Tongan.
Thank you.
Jokes.
Thank
I'm
you.
just making that up.
Where Right is claiming it.
No,
we don't actually know.
Siva Tau or Sippy Tau?
Oh, Sippy Tau. I think
The
that's-
Tongan haka.
Yeah, that's the Tongan haka.
Yep. It was awesome. They did a really good one, and the fans got right into it.
They did. But yeah, speaking of getting right into it, Tongans scored 4 tries on the trot. They were up 24-0 at
It was
one point.
crazy. Do you know what my
Insane.
favorite moment? Look, my favorite try was an Eden special. It was like
Yeah.
a sign off for me.
It was insane.
Like,
Yeah, that was
just,
lovely, actually.
You should have seen all the fans just do like they all did the shrug as well.
Yeah.
All the fans were just like, oh.
What happened?
I don't know. It was just nice to see him do something like that. He's leaving. Also,
For me, it was
You
that little
son of
step
a
that he did,
bitch.
and it wasn't really a step.
That's
It
what
was
I'm
like
talking about.
he pretended to do a step, and then he was like, "Oh, that didn't work," and then he was like, "Wait, actually, it did work," and
Yeah,
then he
yeah.
ran for it.
Oh,
It was sick.
bro,
It was beautiful.
A man that big that can run that laterally is
Yeah.
insane. He had a few runs where he threw a couple of dummies, and people just don't expect it from a man that size.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he had a great try. Tongans just looked amazing. Kiwis looked a bit caca.
And
that
the
first half.
yeah,
I
we
think
didn't get the ball. We had 30% possession at halftime, I think.
I think it was like 6 or 7 minutes before we had the ball
Yep,
at all.
yep,
Because Tongans just went a couple of sets back to back to back and then scored a try.
Yeah.
They just looked red hot, and then we had like 5 or 6 incomplete sets to start
Yeah.
the game. Or
Yeah, we had
in the
6
first
errors
half.
at halftime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
something like that.
fucking insane,
It
mate.
was so bad.
I'm not surprised that the Tongans kind of gassed themselves though, because they played so perfectly in that first half. Like
they
that's
did.
got to take some.
Yeah, the Kiwis
did.
needed to
Energy.
restore some mana as well. They definitely. I mean, it would have been funny if they'd been rolled, but yeah.
Joe Tarpany, how about him? Probably
Whoa.
best man on the field for the Kiwis.
Yeah, that was
good.
awesome.
Fuck, that try was insane. But I'll tell you who surprised me was Peter Hiku.
Oh yeah,
Peter
yeah,
Hiku
yeah.
had a great game. There was
Yeah.
a lot of questions about him coming back from Super League, but he looked great. I think he set up that try that Crossland scored.
Yeah.
Because they spread it over to Hiku's side. He bet 1 or 2 players
Yeah.
cutting back in, and then the ball went through the hands through like 4 supporting
I
runners.
think Kenny made the Keanu Kenny made the break and then gave it to Hiku. Hiku like stepped inside. He's real good at like picking when to go to cut back in as a
yeah.
centre. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's a footy player. That's what they call
He's a
him.
footy
He's a
player.
fucking footy player. And gave a great pass to like either Sean or someone, and Sean did that great tip on to
Yeah.
Crossland.
No, it was awesome.
It was sick.
It was awesome.
Yeah, the
but
Tarpany rubber
try
through was
definitely
insane.
To try the match, like fucking insane. If you haven't seen the
yeah.
game,
So good.
It was basically a soccer football move.
It was so
where
good.
The ball was it was broken play. The ball was on the ground.
Yeah.
Everyone was kind of waiting, like, oh, was it a knock on, or like, it's the play's kind of dead. And then he came out of nowhere, booted it through. No one was back there and scored a fucking
It
beautiful
seemed
try.
like just a gut reaction to do that, but he actually just placed that kick perfectly in the
did.
gap.
It was fucking
did.
awesome.
Tonga were like, where the hell did he bloody come
Yeah,
from?
it was funny watching it from like just obviously you could see everything, but you just saw all the Tongan players stop when he did it when he kicked it through, being like, oh well. Sione Katoa will probably just get over to him, and
Yeah,
then it's
yeah.
like it's like nah, he's too far away. He needs to fucking gas up, and that's what you could see Tarpany look at him and be like, oh, he's not going to get to me, and then just fucking like a winger, just run at the corner. It was so good. It was very impressive
Yeah,
to
that was
watch.
awesome. It was a great game. We probably should have taken an early field goal instead of waiting until the last minute or two. Maybe take one when it's 10 minutes
Fucking
to go.
shout out to
you know?
Issei Katoa for being that clutch. Like I don't think anyone, like a lot of people, like talked about the forward pack and the like outside backs of Tonga, but fuck man, like what a great moment for him in his career.
Yeah.
Like to kick that field goal from like 30 out, clutch as.
Yeah, under a lot of pressure.
So much pressure.
Those are the best ones when they don't think you're about to kick it. And
Yeah.
he kind of just pulled it out of the bag.
Bro, it was definitely not.
We give him a lot of shit on this podcast because he's a competitor of ours, runs another podcast that is almost doing as well as our one. But I'd actually like to give a bit of a shout out to SJ for staying very composed under defensive pressure. He actually had a pretty good defensive game, I thought.
Because I'm a stud.
Especially in that first half when it was looking very bleak, he stuck to his guns. So shout out to SJ for
good on
making
you,
some
SJ.
good tackles.
Yeah, totally. No.
That tackle on Katoa was he was under the sticks. If
Yeah.
Ishe didn't make that, so
was
he had
incredible.
his moments.
There's been a lot of chat about Stacey Jones, but I mean, come on, fellas, it's been 2 games, but yeah, a lot of chat about Stacey Jones.
Stacey,
Obviously,
poor dude.
It's his first year as the coach.
Had a lot of guys unavailable. Didn't have Big Nasty. Didn't have Jerome Hughes.
It's true,
Yeah.
and you don't really get that many games per year to
And let's be
work
honest,
on.
the players coach themselves pretty much.
Yeah,
Oh,
hard out.
100%. You can almost say
Unless you're James Fisher Harris, he needs to be told where to go.
Yeah,
clearly.
he needs to be reminded about what's on the line here.
it's true. I think, I think it's a pretty taxing game. You know, you probably spend about 30% of your energy doing the haka.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then it takes a little bit to wake up after that. If you look at C&K, he was pulling like one of the hardest pukana I've ever seen. You know,
yeah. It's a lot of energy.
And then-
Probably does get them quite fired up, but obviously not fired up enough in that first half.
Well, then you get all fired up, ready for a scrap, and then you got to wait for the kickoff, and then it just gets a bit delayed, and then all of a sudden you're kind of like in this transcendental state.
And this is coming from a guy, Tav, who's done hundreds of pre-game rugby
true.
huckers.
It's true.
He was actually the leader of his haka at his college rugby and basketball
That's
team.
true.
Yep.
They did a haka before every Hora Whenua basketball game.
The
and
6'11".
he got really good at just using that perfect amount of energy, which he's often good at doing.
Yeah.
He's got runs a good baseline, Tav.
It's true.
So that he
Endurance.
could still shoot the 3 ball, work the ball around the court from the court from the point.
And he
And
looked
still
great.
do a good haka. Still do a good haka.
That's true.
That's the key to it, isn't it?
And he looked great with his shirt off.
Interesting you
Always
say that.
always has,
'cause,
still does. We didn't actually touch on the All Blacks haka, but a good one this week in Twickenham. Did you guys catch it?
No.
You didn't catch it?
No.
It was just that guy Joe Marler during the week said bin the haka, it's ridiculous, which caused a bit of
true.
fire.
So they went a bit hundies.
Yeah, they went a bit hundies, but also I think England kind of acknowledged that maybe and said, fuck it, we're going to walk up on you blokes. So they walked up to halfway, like, before it had even started, and then were just, like, shimmying forward. And it made it it didn't make it way better. It's always good, but it made the All Blacks then kind of just, like, break ranks, and they started advancing. They almost got, like, almost got close enough
Almost
to
got
kiss.
close as.
Yeah, which is like usually it's like 20 meters away.
Send the
Like
boys
Rico
out,
and
give them
that,
a
you could
fucking
see them
good
just
eye.
kind of going like, "You're going to come at us, we're going to come at you." It was just a nice little element, and I think that was caused by the ruckus during the week. Ben obviously wants the haka binned as well, but
No, I'm saying get rid of the anthems.
get rid of the
Yeah.
anthems is good.
Yeah.
Except, actually, that Kiwis Tonga game, beautiful. That choir, amazing.
Yeah, they were
but
good.
I haven't seen this English one, but probably shithouse.
Yeah.
Totally.
No, probably. I didn't see the anthems actually. I tuned in for the haka.
That's
right.
one of those late night game, early morning game things that happens. You're like, I'll set my alarm for just after.
I
the
thought
anthems.
kickoff was 4:30. I had to go back. It was at 4.
Oh, yeah, right.
Shit.
Oh,
it was crazy.
Christ.
Well, yeah, just want to go big shout out to Tonga for the big dub last night. I did happen to notice on the drive here that the queue to get into the Avondale market was twice as long.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of hungover supporters on their way to get some.
I had a
some
guy who
good
told me
Fiji
Aussie.
deals.
I had a guy who told me I'm Tongan now. He raised my arms. I didn't want them
Oh,
raised.
you're
He was
Tongan
gripping
now.
me by the wrist quite firmly and going, "You're Tongan now." And I was like, "How did you know I wasn't Tongan before?" You know, I'm at this game. I'm supporting both teams. Anyway, I'm not Tongan, but it was cool. And Tav, like, I might bring the clip up in a post if I can be fucked this week.
What is it?
But it was you. I asked the question, can we beat Tonga? And you went fucking so hungry saying we could. I'd like a formal apology now, because we have a lot of Tongan listeners, I hope, or we want to have some. I'd just like you to apologise for them for your completely off the mark comments about how we're going to smash
this
them.
would come up. Okay, excuse me for being a fucking patriot and having a bit of mana to back our boys. Okay, yes, I went off last week and I laughed in the face of danger and I said that we were going to smash Tonga.
Send the boys down, give them a fucking good
And
ride.
yes, it's probably going to be a couple of months, maybe a few years before I can show my face at Sylvia Park Mall. Do I have any regrets? Absolutely not.
Whoa!
Because you know what? Our Kiwis boys, they deserve that win. They were one kick of the ball off from fucking taking it. But at the same time, I will give a bit of fucking love. I will give some flowers to Tonga and the Tongan fans because it was a fucking great game to go up 24-0 and then give us the roller coaster that second half. They knew what they were doing. They're showmen. You know,
one of the most exciting games of the league.
they
I've
grow
seen
up
in a while.
performing at churches. They know how to lead an audience along for a great ride.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. Shout out to the Tongan fans as well, because you know, comparatively, we like Kiwis probably had 20% maybe of the crowd.
Yeah.
were Kiwi fans.
I just want to
including Ra,
I want
who's
to
now
add something
Tongan.
in. So you guys both know our friend Tom.
Yes.
Big tall Tom, play football with him occasionally. He was viciously hungover and came with us.
Nice.
We were surrounded by a Tongan family, and I think he was on the end of this row, and he'll love this. He's an avid listener. He had two young, like, teenage Tongan boys sitting next to him who, like, he was just wearing black and he was hungover. He's not even a real, like, massive league fan.
Yeah.
And they were like, giving him shit the whole first half, like, fuck, you're hating this. And he's like, I don't even care.
Just
They were like
'cause I'm
dancing
hungover,
like
yeah.
crazy on him and
You like
shit.
that? You like
it
that?
was so funny. And he's like, I'm impartial. I'm impartial.
I'm literally
It was
just
so
here.
funny.
I only know two of the Kiwis players' names.
I'm here for the sawmills, bro. Come on.
Which, hey, just another segue. They kept the sawmills for
Holy
the game.
shit.
So I thought
Nice.
those were just for the Auckland FC, but they've got the sawmills there for the other
This
games.
is the kind of reporting that we needed to hear early on, actually.
Totally.
I got a double banger as well. It was nice.
Top man.
Started the game off with a
Do you
double
think
banger.
maybe the Kiwis did too, and that's why the first half they were just digesting?
Could have been a
Possibly.
few.
I think that's maybe also where Mike King got this this booze makes you feel better rhetoric, because he probably goes to these games at Mount Smarts, has a couple of sawmills, has a fucking good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always leaves there feeling 110%.
But that's about the league and the Tongan fans, not so much the beers. If
Here's-
you were drinking those beers in a park alone, watching it on your phone, maybe even,
Hey,
depressing.
I mean, don't take us down that road, mate.
Anyway, Tav, you've apologised now. I'm sure we can move on from that. I just have one question. Next week, are we wearing red or are we wearing
Red?
green
We're
and gold?
wearing red, 100%.
Hell yeah.
We're going, as soon as this podcast finishes, I'm taking you guys down to the markets,
Yeah.
and we're going to buy as much counterfeit Tongan merch as we can.
Hell yeah, bro.
Huge malo.
And we're going to get a couple horsey curries as well.
Nice.
Fuck
Yummy.
it.
Fucking A. All right, beautiful.
Kiwi icons, you might see them.
What is this?
Cases, they might be scary.
Are you kidding me?
Should probably keep your distance.
That's right. It's a new segment, Kiwi Icons.
Whoa.
You might
Wow.
see them at the dairy. In some cases, they might be scary, and you should probably keep your distance.
Kerry McCleary.
So in this new segment, we're going to bring up a bit of old receipts, and we're just going to throw it back a bit to some newsline heavy individuals who might have kind of lost their way, and we don't hear about them too much anymore. And we're
Damn.
going to take a little trip down memory lane.
Who's on the cards this week?
Well, I'll tell you who's on the cards this week.
Go on, then.
Ra.
Thank you.
Please be Mike Puru. Oh, no, it's not.
You're a wizard, Harry.
It's the Christchurch Wizard.
Oh,
You guys
man.
might remember seeing him in the news a fair bit, or if you're from Christchurch, you might have seen him in the square a wee bit. That's right.
Do not come.
He was an old man who dressed as a wizard.
I'm gonna come.
He had a big hat and a big bushy beard.
And then he did too.
And he would go down to the square and he would kind of
Cast spells on
speak
people.
lyrical limericks to people.
Yeah, I think my early memories of him were he featured in an NPC ad. I think
That's right, he did.
The flags of the NPC would travel around the country, and I think like even just like a Christchurch tourism ad or two, maybe.
Yeah.
He'd just be in the square on like a little box going, whoa! And I was always intrigued, but I didn't know what the fuck the point was either.
It's exactly like, growing up, he was kind of just a thing. And you kind of just thought, like, as a kid, you were thinking, like, I guess every city has a wizard.
Yeah,
but
or at least one city in every country, right?
Yeah, you'd think so, but no, it was just kind of a Christchurch thing that happened. He's even there's the famous license photo. I think I might have sent it to you guys. The guy's license just says first name the, second name wizard.
Whoa, lucky.
Do you think it's a bit of a coincidence that when he sort of stopped hitting the streets was about the same time when they had all their earthquakes? Maybe he was keeping the portal closed.
Possibly, Ben. So I'll give you guys a bit of his origin story. So he was born in the UK, and originally he was in the Air Force as training to be a pilot, but became a navigator. And then he left that scene to become a humble paper salesman.
Whoa.
Was he the origin story of the Dunder Mifflin, maybe?
Maybe.
So after that, he moved to Australia, basically got a job.
Sorry. Was that where I was supposed to laugh?
I told Ra to ham up the laughter.
Oh, sorry, fuck. I just tripped in the wrong
Make
song.
it natural, bro.
Okay.
All right, so after that, he moved to Aussie, got a job at the New South Wales University, but the thing was that it was a term of his contract was that he had to write a thesis while he was also there, and he basically said, fuck the thesis, and he started the ALF movement, Action for Love and Freedom.
Because he was just a groundskeeper anyway.
Basically, and then he got booted out of the university because they said, we hired you, bro, basically to write a thesis, and instead you just kind of became a wizard. That's when the wizard thing, the wizard character came to life. He then convinced Melbourne University to become their cosmologer and living work of art and shaman.
Whoa, cool.
Which was a brand new role that you don't see too often these days at universities.
No.
He then moved to Christchurch, took a ladder to the square, and just started preaching. And everyone for a few weeks was like, who the fuck is this wizard guy in the square telling me what the price of milk should be? And then the council tried to get him arrested, and then they kind of thought, he's a bit funny, isn't he?
And he brought his own... He did bring his own letter.
Let's just let him do his thing.
Yeah.
And then the council then actually started paying him.
Whoa.
To just go down to the square and talk rubbish.
16 grand a year, I heard.
16K a year.
Crazy.
But it's also said in his bio that the wizard also received financial support from his missus.
Whoa.
Oh, that's good.
So
lucky.
Basically, this guy said
He's a piece of shit, basically.
Are you going to work today? Oh, yeah, same. Yeah, I'm going to go to the square. Can I have some money for lunch?
Yeah.
as well?
That's good. How old was he back then when that started?
I guess he was probably in his late 50s.
I wonder if he was
something.
just counting down for that 65 gold card.
Probably. I don't know if he was like, he might have had a couple of other sources of income down in Christchurch, if you know what I mean.
Breaking curses,
Bit of
generational, non-generational.
Magic. Here's some magic. These mushrooms. Why don't you take a few of these and come back to the square? But yeah, 2 decades after the council decided to pay him, they cut him off and said, sorry, brother, that's enough of that, isn't it?
Whoa. In 2009, it was recorded that he hadn't completed a census form in 40 years and he didn't have an IRD number. We're fucking paying him all this money. Was he paying any tax on that shit? Come on, bro.
Was the government, was the Christchurch council paying him in cash?
Whoa. Maybe
maybe
that's why it all got like stopped, because fucking like they got found out. The international media were like, this is the like there's a New York Post article here saying the wizard who gets paid 10 grand a year by the fucking government. Maybe they were like, damn, we should stop doing this because like, we're going to get audited and caught for paying a fucking man to be a wizard in cash.
A wizard never pays his tax.
That's probably the greatest spell he did cast, is getting away with
tax
not
fraud.
paying any.
Getting away with tax fraud, convincing his missus to basically
Support him, which we're all trying to do.
Fuck, he is a wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it was magic.
So also the end of his tenure as being the
I wonder how often he washed those robes too.
Probably not enough. I think he just would go go for a swim in the Avon River and claim it was magic. So at the end of his tenure as being this local icon, he also started basically becoming more and more controversial.
Yeah, right.
At one point, he basically took his wizard staff and aimed it at a couple of women.
Whoa.
Saying that he would never beat a woman because they bruise too easily.
Like, just listening to this whole story here, it doesn't sound like he got more controversial. It sounds like he didn't change and society got less accepting of all that kind of stuff.
He's a reflection of man, really, I suppose, right?
He was probably just doing this the whole time.
I think,
totally.
I think, it just takes a higher level of magic these days to get away with that shit.
Yeah, true.
That's true. I guess it's like probably the emergence of the spin-off media company, as they became more and more relevant.
I mean, they're out there to question weird shit. It's good on them, Why do we need a wizard?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Why the fuck is he a thing?
Yeah.
Why who in the council thought like?
I suppose
can we bring up the wizard guy?
Okay.
I'd like to maybe fund him.
A theory, it's a void of actual culture. So
if he's not out there teaching classes on how to not pay income tax and how to get your missus to pay for all your stuff and how to get 16 grand out of the local council, what the hell are we keeping him around for?
And I don't want all of Christchurch to come for me. But what is Christchurch's culture? I mean, they were probably like, fuck it, if this guy wants to be a wizard, it brings something to the city. Otherwise, it's literally just, I don't know. A lot of golf courses.
Let's not isolate our Christchurch listeners here.
No, fuck it. If we're going to talk about why, if we're going to talk about why there is the wizard, we'll talk about it being a desperate cry for. We need
culture.
something to identify ourselves
true,
by.
Actually, they call themselves the Garden City.
The Garden
We
City.
got gardens up here too.
Hamilton has gardens.
Yeah,
you know, quite nice ones.
Of sports.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's the world that you live in. It's the world that we live in. It's the world of bloody sport.
The world of sports centres to begin with around. Really, it's just the A-League chat, the derby. It was hyped up all week, all year. As soon as Auckland FC was announced that there was going to be a team, there was going to be a game between them and the Phoenix. And it was going to be spicy.
Spicy.
This was, I thought this was a bit of a turd of a game for most of it, personally. It was a grind. No goals.
And
then the goalie kicked the ball. He said, do you want to have a shot on goal? He goes, do you want to have a shot on goal, bro? Yeah. Passed it to the guy, and then the guy said, yes, please. I'll have a little tap in. Fucking stink moment for that guy, Josh Aloimi, the guy who replaced Paulson.
Keeper. Yeah.
Real stink buzz.
Yeah, I mean,
he's still practicing. He still hasn't totally figured it out yet.
He's finding his feet.
He's fucking English. That's where the sport comes from. He should know.
He's jet lagged.
He played for Tottenham Juniors. He was bragging during the week that he fucking played Junior England with Bukayo Saka. He shouldn't be kicking the ball to Auckland FC. Anyway, good on Auckland FC for 2-0 they got up in the end.
Yeah, there was a lot of Port fans that went down for the game. I think, unless there's just like a bunch of Aucklanders who live down there. They were behind the goal for both of the Auckland FC goals. But yeah, the keeper had a few players on his right chilling.
He was
chilling. Right there, and the keeper was like, nah, I'm going to go right down those two attacking
And just
players.
to give some context here, Tav is a keeper at the Sunday League.
I've got a lot of keeper experience.
Indoor soccer games that Ben and Tav play. And so he knows where to play the ball. I mean, have you made how many errors like that have you made in your indoor career, Tav?
Heaps, but it's a different game.
Heaps. It happens. But I'm playing in a confined space, mate. He's got fucking 50 odd meters either side, sort it out. But I mean, I kind of just wanted something to shut the Auckland FC fans up about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But now those farts are smelling pretty good to them, aren't they?
Now those farts are smelling amazing. And they're going to keep farting until someone fucking takes them down a peg. But I mean, they've got a great hot start. Three
wins,
on the
yeah.
trot.
Yeah.
Have they conceded any goals yet?
I don't think they have.
Fucking insane.
3 clean sheets for Paulson.
Yeah, but Paulson as well was the target of a lot of harassment from the Wellington crowd.
Yeah.
Basically, every time he touched the ball, he got he had some booze coming
did.
right at him. But I guess you kind of expect that when you pretend to leave a team and then join their rival.
Yeah,
That's
for
going to
sure.
happen. But
is.
yeah, no, it was a good derby. I hope to see lots more, and I hope they're really spicy.
One thing I wanted to get your guys' opinions on, Ben, you might not have seen this, and I'm not trying to throw you under the bus here. If you have, great. But the Auckland FC fans bought a billboard, not the fans, sorry, the club bought a billboard outside the stadium that said, welcome to Ellington, missing the W, and in the subtext it said, we've taken the dub home with us.
Oh, that's pretty good. They
Yeah.
definitely know how to get the controversy fired up.
I wanted to hear from you guys. Okay, so plane flying over saying Auckland is New Zealand is yellow versus digital billboard that says we took the W out of your city's name, you pieces of shit. Which is the better stunt?
The plane. 'Cause if you have a plane, you pretty much.
But
win
it's old
hands down.
school. The plane with the ticker tape. It feels like real 90s.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to question whether or not either of these things actually existed, or if it was literally just a social media post of a Photoshop billboard and a Photoshop plane. Because
That's true.
you look at your marketing budget and you're thinking like,
A Photoshop plane is interesting.
Photoshopping
I like that.
it, free, actually doing it.
Tell him his dream.
Thousands of dollars. So I'd like to question that. Maybe,
Whoa.
I also thought that plane was a racist thing for ages before I kind of got the reference.
Come on, Ben. Okay, let's time code. Let's cut that part out.
Whip, whip.
But yeah, no, it's all pretty spicy.
I like it. It's good,
And
good
I-
bit of banter. I think
Look,
the
I've been-
rugby teams could fucking learn a thing or two.
Yep, I've been going through the articles here, trying desperately to find some violence that might have occurred. I don't think there was any.
No violence, just violent puns.
Yeah, and a
Just
lot of
some-
craft beer shared, and
Just some really mean words
do you reckon
that
the
were said.
do you reckon the
behind
Port and the
closed
Yellow
doors.
Fever got together after the game and had a beer or two,
For a
or
beer.
nah?
Maybe.
Yeah.
One thing I'm hearing a lot of feedback from the vendors at the Mount Smart and at Wellington games
Yeah.
is that they just don't sell the same amount of Fritz's wieners to the soccer boys. Just
Really?
they don't have the same sort of body mass on them. So if you're one of those soccer fans, if you're going down to these games, I know you like to call it football, maybe
Yeah.
think about getting a double banger or two.
Yeah, support your local Fritz's Wiener, man,
Yeah.
for sure. But
You
hey,
saw me down in Christchurch. I had a Fritz's wiener, I had a hot dog, I had chicken nuggets, and I had about 6 beers.
Load them up. Maybe
He's
fast.
still recovering.
Fast for 2 or 3 days before the games, and then just go ham on that shit. Because
Hard
you
out.
know what? You're probably at the game without your missus, and she's not going to nag you about eating all that fried food. So get in there. That's what me and Ben do.
Plus, you know,
Fucking
spending that money, that's what builds the whole atmosphere, builds the ecosystem, really gets that sport popping off.
Totally. Sticking with
100%.
football for a moment. Chris Wood, man. Gee whiz. The guy can't stop scoring goals. It's crazy. He's up to like 8 now.
Because I'm a
Bloody
stud.
hell.
Yep, he's well and truly entrenched in that top scorers list. I think he's equal. Wait, what is he equal? Equal second or third at the moment, I think.
Damn.
Huge shout out.
Wait,
Yeah,
where
huge
are they
shout out.
sitting on the table then?
I think they're fucking like 7th. They might be actually better after this weekend's games.
Damn.
There's still games to come while you listen, but right now they're sitting third. Nottingham Forest.
wait, there's more.
Behind Liverpool and Man City. Obviously, there are games to come, but incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I think of Chris Wood as a guy who plays for a team that's battling for relegation.
it's
and
always been the case.
he
with
taps
him.
goals in and
It's
shit.
been like 3 or 4 years where he is like Burnley would like just make it out of
Yeah,
the bottom
yeah.
3. Newcastle would just make it out.
Yeah, yeah.
In the last little bit of the season.
yeah.
But yeah, Nottingham Forest. There's something going on down there. Something in the water down in Nottingham Forest.
Fucking A. 3-0 over West Ham, who like aren't a shit team.
Yeah. And then this morning as well, we had Bournemouth, who's same owner as the Auckland FC, bet Man City.
Big bad Bill.
2-1, I think.
Crazy.
So they are human, Man City. And now Liverpool take the top spot.
and they've got a bald prince leading them around at the moment. And I just wanted to say that there's a bit of a, bald world order after the June movies came out.
Yep.
What was his name? Baron Harkonnen set that sort of that look going.
Yeah. He really rocked it.
And we've got Chris Luxon, and now we've got what's his name?
The G.J. Gardner Holmes guy.
Gardner Holmes guy, and now we've got this guy called Arne Slot. Is his name? He's the Liverpool manager.
Tom Phillips is on his way.
Tom Phillips
Is
is
it
also
time
on
for
his
your
way.
turning
Might have
point,
called him man.
Tay-Tay?
But also a bald king who didn't have such a good week was Eric Ten Hag, who you pointed out, Tev. So
He got fired.
he got fired. He's Manchester United manager.
Yeah.
Sunblock that dome, boy.
Sunblock that dome, boy.
Yeah, Man United. What's gone wrong for them? How long since they've been good? Right? Because they went through
United. Oh,
they
it's
went
been
through getting Ronaldo and who else did they? They got a few big names during that period, but they just couldn't quite.
I'm getting
gel.
old, so I always feel like it was just like 2 years ago that they were good. But I reckon it's been 10 years because
It's
it was
been
when
a long time.
it was when Alex Ferguson left. They went to shit.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And David Moyes came in, and he was trash. And they've had 7 managers since then. They had the same manager for 25 years, right?
Yeah, Sir Alex.
Sir Alex.
He was a legend.
He was a legend.
They had those the Rooney, Beckham, Ronaldo days.
Scholes.
Fucking insane when you think about it. How
Giggs.
good that team was.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That man really put the United in Man United. Really.
Hell yeah,
That's a
baby.
huge bitch.
That was really bad. That was really bad.
That's right, ladies and germs. It's my favorite segment, Bad Ads, where we throw it back, find an ad that was a little bit cringy, and dissect it. What we do best here at the Heaps
We're
On
coming
podcast.
for you, advertising agencies. We know that you mostly just sit in that tent while it's all being filmed and say, no,
I've experienced that.
Shoot it again, but make the accent more
hard out.
zesty.
Say dunch like you've got a concussion.
So there seems to be a running theme, unintentional running theme on this segment where most of these ads are government PSAs, basically.
Yeah.
You know, the helicopter one was anti-drinking one.
Yes.
I can't remember what other ones we did. Oh, the lotto one. Well,
Yeah, ACC ad.
ACC
It's
ad.
like, don't fall over in your house.
Don't fall over in your house,
Because
yeah.
the government will have to pay you.
You know, we're saying all these ads are bad, but we've actually derived so much entertainment
They're
from
great
them. So
fun.
we've got to
That's
give them a
true.
shout out for that.
Yeah, no, they're
Yes.
great ads. It's good. It's a good bit of fun, isn't it? So this week's bad ad is another government PSA. This one's about drug driving. And Ben, why don't you play the clip for us?
Yeah, actually, it ties in well with all the league content we do. So it'll be a good one for us to cover.
Nice.
You all right?
I don't really feel comfortable with you driving.
Cross the road and pull over, please.
You're off your tits, mate.
Drivers on drugs. There could be more of them on our roads than you think. To find out how New Zealanders feel about it, over 4 days we filmed 147 people who thought they were being driven to a costume fitting for a TV ad. What they didn't realise was their drivers were actually actors who were faking driving on drugs.
I'm on these prescription meds.
It's all right, I've just finished off the last of my peas, so we will be...
I must say, I have just dropped a eckie, so I...
I just finished off
Bring
this
back
joint. I've just
Eckies.
got to.
Fuck today.
No one's calling it that.
Hidden
anymore.
cameras captured all the real and sometimes hard to watch footage.
That's a good thing about that pea, it gets you going, eh? Keeps you going all night.
You all right, man? Should we be concerned?
You're all right to drive, bro? Oh, I should be all right if you're all right. Well, I don't know. I don't really know you. Like, if you're half in head, I don't really want to be driving with you.
Do you want one of us to drive?
I think I might just get out.
The film crew stayed close, ready to step in and reveal the truth.
Oh, hang on, you might want to have a talk to him. Hello?
Hi, I'm a TV producer. We're doing a road safety campaign on the effects of drug driving and what would you do if you were in a car with somebody that was on drugs.
Oh my God.
Because I was thinking, oh my God, what's
We're gonna
I
do
had that feeling and then I'm like,
Yeah.
I thought, Lord, give me strength.
Hell
Wow.
yeah!
Driving.
What a
Do you think it's a
great
problem?
ad.
Well, yeah, probably.
Probably. Those people certainly did. So
Hey, did they crash?
All right?
I don't really feel comfortable with you driving.
Well, they weren't really on
Come
drugs,
Come on,
were they?
Ben, are you on drugs? Jesus.
Jesus, Ben.
So a few things I want to start off this one.
Go on, bro.
Is at the start, right? They said we interviewed 149 people, or we had 149 people in this
Yeah.
car, but they only showed about 6.
Yeah,
6
heaps of them
people,
were
right?
cracking up.
So I've got a bit of an inside word on this ad. So probably unknown 10, 12 years ago, I was hanging out at a mate's flat and their cousin came home, said he just went off for an audition to be in an ad, and turns out he was in an ad and it was some drug driving one.
Right.
So basically everyone who participated in this ad were extras, right? And for those of you who aren't privy to the film and TV world, extras are people who literally just get paid to stand in the background. They don't have any dialogue, and they are some of the weirdest people you will ever meet. Ben can, prove this for me.
My missus' mum has been in one heaps recently.
Whoa.
So
Huge shout out.
We've all worked on film sets before. We've all met a lot of extras. They are some pretty out the gate people. A lot of them
Salt
are
of the earth,
normal,
I'll say. Salt
but
of the
they
earth.
keep the world turning.
They do.
I would say this: it's a mixed bag. You get some people there who are just there for a bit of fun. They understand
Got
that it's
nothing
like
else to
quite
do.
it's quite a relaxed job. Most of the time you're spending around just sitting, waiting, eating fucking biscuits and getting free cups of tea. But there are some people there who genuinely believe that it's their ticket to stardom.
Yeah, totally.
Those are the ones you got to watch for.
I guess some of them maybe have, but some of them, when you've been working in film and TV for a few years, you see the same faces over and over again. I've worked with some of those people in their ad. But that's my point, is that 149 people were in the ad. I'd say majority of them were on drugs. And while they were filming the piece, when they're like, sorry, I've just smoked half of a pound of pee, the people in the back were like, same, bro. Like, what's the kick on? It's like, should we keep this party going?
Totally. That's what I wanted to touch on. The guy in the Sunnies, they don't film any reaction from him. They don't film him reacting in any different way. He's just like, you just smoked pee? Where are we going? Fuck the costume fitting. Let's go to your place. Pull the blinds down. And do the rest of it.
You're driving too slow, brother. Let's fucking...
Where do you live? The shore?
Get out of here.
Let's get over the fucking bridge. But, and another thing, like, I suppose it says to me is if you're going to take an eckie, just don't have passengers. You know?
I know.
Fuck it. Don't give anyone a lift.
I know.
Just put yourself through it, I suppose.
When I moved...
Nah, jokes. I didn't say that, but yeah.
When I moved house to this house, the moving company I used, definitely a bit of meth involved. But, I wasn't complaining. It was pretty fast service.
Pretty fast,
Yeah, they didn't have any passengers. Maybe that's the issue. Just all my personal belongings. But they actually brought them here, which was quite good.
That's awesome. Don't steal them.
It really introduced that joke to the masses. So for a while afterwards, you get in your mate's dad's car and he'd be like, I hope you guys don't mind, but I've just smoked a bunch of pee.
I know. I'd be more concerned if he was like, oh, sorry, I've just smashed a huge curry. I'd be like, what? Okay, get out.
Whoa.
I'm driving there, okay?
Put the windows down.
You need to rest, bro,
Yeah.
Maybe I'll come pick you up on the way back. The last of the pee, great line. I just love the dialogue that they've fed because the people who are driving, they're also extras.
Yeah. No, it's a circle jerk. It's a crazy little world they've created.
Everyone in the ad is an extra.
Everyone's a bad actor.
Basically.
It's like an episode of the Tim and Eric show.
Yeah, I love the dialogue that they've fed to the drivers because they've all got an earpiece on as well.
Yeah,
not trying to hide it at all, and they've got someone in their ear going, "Say you've just smoked the last of your pee," Say you've just dropped an eckie.
The script, incredible.
I've just dropped an eckie because anyone actually who has smoked the last of their pee or dropped an eckie, hugely paranoid to be around other people, wouldn't say a fucking word.
Wouldn't say it. Definitely not. Yeah, that script had to get probably signed off about 8 or 9 times, back and forth from agency to the government agency, and that was what they came up with. So kudos to them. I've just smoked the last of my pee and I've just dropped an eckie.
I think what happened here is that the Jono and Ben show's prank team accidentally mixed up their papers with the agency writing the stuff for the transport agency.
Totally. I think it was a failed Jono and Ben skit that they...
Tell him you're on pee.
Yeah. And they couldn't air, and they literally turned to the New Zealand transport agency. Like, hey, we've got this ad here. We've got a bunch of extras in there.
Yeah, we'll change the music. We'll do whoa, you shouldn't do this voiceover, and then boom, you got an ad.
Jono and Ben are going to come out at the end and be like, haha, gotcha.
Yeah.
They totally
Guy Williams is tied up in the trunk of the car. And they're the line
They're trying to sell me for pee.
I wanted to see more of the pee guy. When he's like...
They're trying to sell my sweet, sweet body for pee.
That's the thing about
Polkinghorn appears.
That's the thing about their pee. gets you going. It's like, no shit it does, brother. We know what pee is, okay? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the fact that, like, you know, it then shows the people who are in the back and now driving as well. I'd just like to see that ad expand. I love to see the director's
universe,
cut.
yeah.
Yeah, can we bring that ad back maybe? I don't know. Do we need to recreate the ad, but instead of drug driving, it's now
babysitting.
It's babysitting.
Yeah.
You know, totally. It could
Flipping burgers at Burger King.
Yeah,
doing eye surgery. You know, that's the thing about that. PA gets you going. Anyway, count down from 10. Woo!
If you smoke pee and you're a surgeon, you'll get addicted to high-end escorts.
But yeah, shout out to all the extras in that ad. I'm sure they've all made it.
Brilliant.
And they're now on Shorty Street or co-starring in the next Jason Momoa film.
Fuck yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to The Chip and Chase.
Woo!
Ben will be blindfolded and given a single chip. He must determine the flavor, type of chip, and lastly, the brand. Good luck, Ben. We're rooting for you, mate. I'm Winston Peters saying shove it up your ass, raw. Over to you, Tab.
Fuck you, Winston.
Thank you, Winston. That's right. It's our favourite new segment, The Chip and Chase. Ben is back now, so he's going to be in the hot seat. And Ra's currently on 1 point because he smashed it out of the park last week. But Ben has been talking a lot of smack in the Heaps On group chat this week.
Yeah, well, I'd like to hark back to this one time that I was playing Fortnite with the boys and I heard my mate eating a snack and I said, pizza shapes. He said, damn it, how'd you know?
Damn,
So,
I think I was on that game as well.
let me just tell you, I know my chippies, but I'm probably going to fuck this up today.
Ben does know his
boy.
chippies. All right, Ben, are you actually blindfolded?
Yeah, I can't see shit.
Ben's,
Except like a little bit of stuff down there. But
how many numbers am I holding up?
69, 420.
Damn it, he's got it. Okay, so this time I've brought an array of chips.
Oh.
I just need to make sure that... Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm mic'd.
Okay.
I'm mic'd properly.
Yep.
I'm going to get you to choose. You can pick which one you would like him to chase, to try and chip and chase. No. This one here.
Show me.
I'll show you what else I got. This one here.
Yeah. Well, okay.
That one. Or this one.
Nah, maybe this the 1, 2 back.
This one.
Yeah, what do you reckon?
All right, yeah, I reckon that's good.
Okay. All right, well, I'm pretty stoked with how I performed last week, so I'm looking
He
for,
did pretty well.
I set the bar pretty high, but, yeah. We'll see how Ben goes. I'll hand him the chip, shall I?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Ben, take your time on this one, bro. And feel free to ask us any questions you may have. We might answer them, we might not.
Mind if I have one of these?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool.
He's biting the chip. And just show the camera and see. This is the chip that Ben is trying to guess.
I know it's Doritos.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. I'll give you that one. Do you have the flavor?
It's the salsa flavor.
Are you locking it in?
Yeah. Is that what the... I can't remember the color of that bag.
What color do you think the bag is? Let's give you the opportunity to have a crack at that
I can't fucking
too.
remember if red is nacho cheese or if it's green. No, green's the sort of salted flavor.
I'll give you a hint.
No fucking hints.
Well, I'll give you a hint. It's because it's a bit of a curveball. It's not a conventional flavor of Doritos.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we got to set them up for success.
Is it the purple bag?
Is that your final answer?
I can't even fucking remember what. Oh, purple's sweet chili. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's that.
Sweet Thai chili.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Sweet Thai chili. Are you locking it in?
Fuck it, lock it in.
All right, Ben, remove the blindfold.
Oh, well, fuck, I don't even know what. Smokehouse barbecue.
Fuck you, motherfucker!
Doritos XXL Smokehouse
dog as a kid.
Barbecue.
Got a dog person
It's
now.
a spin-off flavor of chip that I had tucked away in my wardrobe.
I was closer when I said salsa, but I don't actually think I've had this before.
Nah.
Neither had I.
I
And
know,
it's kinda
sorry.
hard
It's
to pick, really.
Bit of a stitch up, but Ra picked the chip, so...
Oh yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
No, the
set
other
me
one
up.
seemed too easy.
He got bloody white rice equivalent.
No, I didn't.
True.
Copper kettle. That's hard.
All right, it's been another fantastic episode, fellas. This one was jam-packed, and Ra was running on about 4 hours sleep.
Sorry, team.
So I guess I'd like to extend out some apologies that you guys might have for bridges that we may have burnt.
I think I've got a couple of rounds today. Definitely the city of Christchurch. Sorry, I
yeah, you went in pretty hot.
Threw you guys under the bus with the whole wizard thing. If the wizard thing makes the cut, surely it will. But yeah, sorry, Ben.
I'd like to apologise to all of the mental health community about some of the comments I made around the Mike King thing that'll probably get cut.
Oh yeah, we're definitely cutting those.
I'd also like to apologise to the Tongan community for not really just getting in there 100% last night, because my God, what a game.
Totally. I think Gumboot Friday, we might have to do a spin-off after his alcohol comments. Maybe it's Jandal Sundays, because you're too pissed and hungover to put your shoes on.
Can't do a shoey with Jandals.
I would like to apologise also to the Tongan community for, basically dissing them and saying that the Kiwis are going to smoke them.
Fuck your fucking immature, bitch.
Yeah.
And also I would like to apologise to all the extras out there who aren't all weirdos, but mainly are weirdos.
But also patrol the other ones that are weirdos, because they're giving you guys a bad name.
Totally. Maybe you guys should practice when you're in the car with each other going to an audition or a Shortland Street episode filming and say, I've just smoked the last of my pee. And then, you can work on those lines together to make it a bit more believable.
Yeah. Or you could say, hey, maybe it isn't a good idea to talk about the cinematography you enjoyed to the PA who doesn't even give a fuck and is just basically there to take your lunch order.
Yeah,
Real men ride women.
Yeah, keep doing your thing, extras. We love you. You make the world turn. But yeah, otherwise, thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening, guys.
It's been a great episode. Have a great week.
Have a great week, everybody. Cheer.
Ciao.